What's up, guys? So, first off, I'm gonna start this, because I attempted to start a vlog a little bit ago, and my husband decided to be a little turd and interrupt me. So, we're gonna start this again. Oh, snap, I didn't mean to do that. Sorry. I know I sound really bad because I'm sick. I don't feel good. I just feel really crappy. So we're gonna start off, I'm gonna set this up. Hold on a second. Okay, there we go. I just hope you all had a very Merry Christmas. I hope you guys have a safe New Year. I know, things get kind of hectic around this time of year, but just be careful, if there's ice or whatever the conditions may be, just be careful and don't drink and drive, people. Just don't do it. It's not worth it. Okay. Anyways, moving on. So, we had a good Christmas here. My daughter got to open all of her gifts, and she absolutely loved every bit of them. And I don't want to say, because, when I was growing up and I was my daughter's age, I got spoiled. Okay, I did. I got spoiled. I was a daddy's girl, And up until my father couldn't work anymore just a few years ago, I was spoiled by him. He would, all through school, he would pass me money and different stuff like that. So, I don't want to, make it seem like I didn't get what I wanted, because I did. I always got what I wanted. But my parents also taught me at a very... What the hell is that? Sorry. My parents also taught me at a very young age what the true meaning of Christmas is. And that's giving back. And that is helping people less fortunate than you. And as much as we are down right now, we are, I want to teach my daughter, giving back and helping those less fortunate than you and all that stuff like that. So, if you can, help the people less fortunate than you, because you never know, you might make somebody's Christmas. You just never know. You know what I mean? You just never know if that one thing that you put in that Toys for Tots, that one little teddy bear, the one little stuffed animal, the one little, outfit that you got, or whatever, you just never know if that can make somebody's Christmas. So, give back when you can. It is what it is. Christmas time, the holidays were always my dad's favorite time of year. And so, the holidays are always just a little bit harder for me because they were my dad's favorite time of year. And as a matter of fact, this knife, my husband has it laying around, but this knife was something my father got. I don't remember how we got it, but I know that it was my father's at some point. And ouch, it's sharp. Don't touch that, Holly. It's sharp. It's a knife. And I have all these different knives and stuff that I got my dad over the years. I don't have any with me, I don't think. Thought I had one. But anyways, I was fortunate enough in my childhood. I'm 25 years old. I turned 25 on the 21st of this month. So, my birthday just passed, hey. But I was fortunate enough growing up that I had everything I wanted and more. Okay? I got almost everything I asked for, and if I didn't get it, there was a really good reason as to why. It was either way too expensive, or it was something that, they felt I really didn't need. And when I was 16, I asked my parents for Christmas. Well, my 15th Christmas. I asked my parents that by the time I was 16, on my 16th Christmas, if I could take my driving test, in January or something like that, and get my license. And I said, that's all I want for my 16th birthday. That's all I want for my 16th birthday, is to be able to go in January and take my driving test and get my license. Nope. Nope. They didn't even think about it. They just, flat out denied. And I was so upset. Sorry, my throat is really bothering me. And I was so upset about it because I really wanted my license. All my friends had... Hold on a second. I gotta get this heater. Oh, thank you. I got a heater right here. It's blowing somewhat hot air. And they just flat out denied me. Like, and for a while, they didn't give me a reason why. And eventually they told me when I was 17, going into my 18, before I turned 18, they told me that no teenager is ready to drive, blah, 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 blah. In their opinion, no teenager is ready to drive. And I can say, from experience, I was not ready to drive at 16. Okay, I'm 25 now. And from the time I got my license, 3 months after I got my license, I got a speeding ticket. Okay, 3 months after I got my license, I got a speeding ticket. And then the next year, I was in college, going to college with one of my friends, and I was her carpool, and we pulled out of a gas station, totaled my car. So, I mean, I'm not a bad driver. It's so weird. I'm not a bad driver, but, you know, and I know that I'm off the topic because this is going to be a Merry Christmas vlog, and I know I'm off the topic, but it's important to me that I talk about it because, you know, my first car, I bought myself. My parents put the down payment on it, and then I got a job when I turned 18, and I made every payment. I did every repair. I did every maintenance. I did it all myself, and it was my car. And then I totaled it in 2012. I was so pissed, guys. You just have no idea. And so anyways, and so on top of everything else, you know, it's the little stuff like that. And I look back on all of those memories I have from the time I was an itty-bitty little girl in Connecticut being thrown by my dad into the snowbanks to getting my first car, to getting my license, to, you know, drinking my first drink, my first legal alcoholic drink. I drank my first drink. Sorry, there was, I don't know, a fly or something on the wall that was bugging me. I drank my first drink with my dad, and with New Year's coming up, I think it's important to touch on the subject of drinking. Me personally, I know my limits, and I can stop myself. There are people out there that don't. And, you know, I just want to say be careful, because, you know, you don't want to do something you're going to regret the next day. And, you know, I don't know. It just seems like, I don't know. One mistake can take away everything. One of my good friends, well, okay, let me start off by saying we moved here in 2004. We moved to Texas in 2004. And before Texas, we lived in Tennessee. And I was 12 in 2004. Like, we moved here, well, I was 11 when we moved here, but I turned 12 that year. And, you know, I was young. I wasn't even a teenager yet, you know what I mean? And we lived here with my aunt, and then we moved into our own house in 2006. But before we moved here, we lived in Tennessee, and we lived in this beautiful home, and it was right up the street from my school. Like, I could walk to my school. And I had a really good friend. I had a couple of really good friends. Jamie, Ashley, and Hope, and Christian. And Christian, I found out... Oh, and there was Kobe, my next-door neighbor, but he's a completely different story. He was like my best friend, but he's a completely different story. Anyways, Christian, I found out a couple years ago, got drunk, decided to try to drive himself home, wrapped his car around the tree, and killed himself. And it's tough because, you know, I may have been young, but I was good friends with him. We all hung out You know, they came to my house every day, or we would go to one of their houses and just jump on the trampoline, swim in the pool, do our homework, whatever. It's just what we did. And it's really tough to know that somebody you cared about at one point in your life basically committed suicide, because when you drink and you drive, that's what you're doing. You're attempting suicide because you damn well know that something bad can happen. You damn well know that you can kill yourself or someone else, and you're doing it anyway. So, you know, don't do it. Just choose not to do it. Choose to drink. If you want to drink, that's fine. Choose to drink. Drink all you want, but choose not to drive. Choose to call an Uber. Choose to call your parents. Choose to call a friend. Choose to call your local police department and tell them that you need a ride home, because, you know, if they can, they'll help you out. You know what I mean? So it's tough for me, because back then I was a loner kid. I didn't have many friends, and the friends I did have, I basically had Jamie, Ashley, Hope, Christian, and Kobe. That was it. Those, like, there was the 6 of us. That's all there was. There was just 6 of us. And that was our little group of friends. So it's really tough for me to know that 2 of my friends from that group have passed away. Christian and I think Ashley. If I remember hearing correctly, I know Jamie's still around. I know Hope is still around, and I know Kobe is still around. I just don't know where. He was like my best friend, but he's one of those gay best friends you have, you know. I kissed him once and then he turned gay. Go figure, right? That's a long story for another time. Let's not go there right now, okay? We're just gonna ignore that one right now. So, like I said, this time of year is really tough for me. And it's tough for my sisters and my brothers and my mom. It's tough for anybody, you know? And my sisters, they got to love my dad a lot longer than I did. They got to do things with my dad that I never will. And that sucks. It does. It sucks that, you know, they got to love him for over 40 years. I only got him for 25. 20, 23, 22. 22 and a half years. 23 years? 23 and a half years. No, 22 and a half years. Sorry, I had to do a math in my head. You know, it sucks that I only got him for 22 and a half years, and they got him for over 40. That really sucks. But it is what it is, and you can't change it. What I can say is that they may have gotten him for over 40 years, but I got every single day of my life with him. They all moved out at 18. They moved on. They got their own families. They had kids. They got married. You know, one lives in Kansas. The other lives in Pennsylvania somewhere. Up north. One's in Kansas. One's in Pennsylvania. So, you know, they moved on, and they always loved my dad. They always loved him, and I know that for a fact, that they love my dad. But I got every day with him for 22 years. Every day I got to wake up and see him sitting in a chair, sitting in the living room, sitting somewhere. And every night I got to give him a kiss on the cheek and tell him goodnight and that I loved him. For 22 years I got to do that. And I am so grateful that he got to meet my daughter. You know, I married my husband, and I basically married into motherhood. My daughter is Sean's biological daughter. But she is my daughter through and through, and I love her with every fiber of my being, and I would die for her. Like, she's my daughter. Anyways, and so he got to, like, do stuff with her. He got to help teach her to crawl, teach her to walk, teach her to talk, teach her to drink out of cups, help her learn to eat, you know what I mean? Like, he got to experience all that with her. And I am so so grateful that he got that opportunity. What I'm not so grateful for is that he died 13 days before my wedding. He didn't get to see me get married. And that will always hurt. That my father didn't get to see me get married. But he was there. I mean, I had his hat. I wore his hat for a lot of the pictures and stuff. And I had his wheelchair there at the time. Because he had just passed and we hadn't sold it yet. So, I mean, that was hot. That was hot. The heater. Sorry, guys. So he was there. And, you know, like I said, little things happen around here. Even now, to this day, little things happen. Let's see. Oh, hey, look, there's more light. I'm so sorry about the yawn. Oh, my gosh. So, you know, little things happen, and I think that he's still here. And, you know, my husband did a little memorial wall for him. And we have my grandpa's rifle that, my dad gave me, stuff like that. It's just little stuff like that you know I will always cherish. I will always cherish all the memories I had with him and the pictures and videos that I do have, but I always wish that I could have taken more. You know what I mean? And towards the end of his life, he didn't want any, but you know, it's Christmas time is the time to hold your family near and dear. So, you know, hug your family, tell them you love them. If you burned a bridge, now's the time to try to mend it, you know. Call them up and, you know, say you were wrong, say you're sorry. Tell them you love them. And if they don't want to hear it, then that's on them, not on you. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta at least try to know, so, you know. Because family, in the end, is all you have. It is everything in your life. And it is all you will ever have. So on that note, I am going to end this video and just say, go hug your family and hold them close, because no one is ever promised tomorrow. I'll see you guys in the next video.